Welcome to your daily reading by Soy La Medicina, Miracles Within Us. I am your host, Aku, and I'm so blessed to be able to share this message today. Remember, tomorrow is the full moon in Capricorn, and we are already feeling that energy today. So set your intentions, clear out that energy, and let's start creating the life we've always dreamed of. Remember, you are the medicine. Tú eres la medicina. Enjoy your reading. Hola, hola, mi gente. Welcome to your Sunday reading. Happy Pride to all that celebrate Pride. Love is love, and love wins. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let's begin with our reading today. Let's see what we have. What is the energies for today? What is it that we need to know for today and moving forward? Ten of Pentacles popped out, and that card has come up for the past 3 days. And I love that it's coming out right now. All right, so I'm just going to take out all the cards first and see what the message is. Okay. I feel that there's a few more. Okay. There's another card that wants to come out. And I'm taking this as a message of like something that doesn't want to be seen. And that last card that came out is the Five of Cups. It's about sadness, grief, right? I'll show that to you. So it's like something that I don't want to really admit to myself. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I'm going to read out the cards to you. So we have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Swords, the Two of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Pentacles, and then the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups, ooh, and my left ear just started to ring. The Five of Cups is also came out yesterday, and it is referring to a deep sorrow, a deep sadness, and it feels like something that has happened a while ago. Not necessarily something that's like right now, that happened right now, but it's like it comes in waves, and you're feeling a wave of it today. And you felt it yesterday as well, but today is the wave is different. There's a level of awareness that comes with it. Before we get into all of this, I want to see what we have at the bottom of the deck. We have the King of Pentacles. Wow, we have a lot of pentacles here. And pentacles are connected to the earth signs. And tomorrow is actually the full moon in Capricorn. That is my sun sign. And the full moon in Capricorn is the energy that is coming with that full moon is the sense of like, I have to let go of the burdens. I need to let go of what is not me. I need to see and acknowledge that I haven't been myself and forgive myself for that and forgive my path as how I got there. Right? And forgiveness isn't about I'm forgetting about it or it never happened. Forgiveness is about I don't let myself continue to live from a place, from that place, from that sadness, that pain, or that anger, or that embarrassment, that shame, right? That is being lifted, but it's also in the being lifted of it. In order for us to lift it and give it to the full moon and say, I am done with this. Thank you, full moon. Thank you for bringing it up, but I am done, and I release it. In order for us to do that, we need to acknowledge, right? And we need to acknowledge our role as well, so that we don't continue that pattern with other faces in other places, right? Okay, so underneath the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. I like this because we begin with the Ten of Pentacles and we end underneath the cards with this King of Pentacles. And underneath is like what we don't see, the hidden part of the underline of what's happening. And the King of Pentacles is about mastering the physicality, right? It's like the reason that this king has reached to be a king is not because of inheritance. This king worked towards this space. He was voted, she is voted by the energy of the people. It was the people who put them in place, right? And that's the thing here. It's like there's a movement within yourself that's placing you on a throne, and it's time for you to acknowledge that you have a throne, that you have your kingdom to start ruling. There's a lot, the sadness part, like this Five of Cups and this Ten of Swords, which I don't like. Okay, that energy is is pretending that things are okay when they're necessarily not, right? And I don't know if you can hear the fire trucks kind of passing right now as soon as I said that. Like, alarm, alarm, listen, stop pretending that you're okay when you're not. And that is the unraveling that would allow you to start to see your kingdom. But if you keep pretending like things are not bothering you, if you keep pretending that you haven't been betrayed, because this is talking about deep levels of betrayal, which then led you in on a path like this Two of Pentacles in reverse, right? This Two of Pentacles in reverse is coming. The Two of Pentacles is about juggling and being able to juggle different things, but in a harmonious way. I could take care of myself, but still be about my business. I can take care of me and take care of my kids and my family, right? I can balance these things out. And the thing is, it's in reverse. So what that is telling me at this time is that as long as you continue to pretend that things are okay when they're not, when you continue to say to a person, they keep being a shitty person to you, yet you keep saying it's okay, that is throwing you off balance to the point where you can't see that you're actually off balance. You only feel it in the moments where you have silence, right? When you're about to go to bed, or when you're in the shower, or when you have a few moments to yourself. That's when that this creepy kind of sadness, kind of longing for something more becomes really loud. But it's only in that moment that you hear it, because you've been keeping yourself busy and pretending as if things are okay when they're not. And it is time for you to step into seeing that, acknowledging that, so that you can move into the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is like a fresh start, but it's not starting from the beginning. The page has been through the 10 other suits, right? Meaning this Page of Pentacles has been through the one of page, the Pentacles, the two, the three, the four, the five, the six, the seven, the eight, the nine, and the 10, right? And we have the 10 of Pentacles here. So, and the 10 of Pentacles is good. It's completion, but it's not the end all be all. It's the beginning of it, right? So this Page of Pentacles is, as you see, she has a backpack and a pentacle in her hand, and she's like, I'm gonna go for this thing, this new idea. But then the sadness creeps in at the same time. So this is where you gotta balance that acknowledgement. Yeah, I'm sad, or I wish it wasn't this way. I have shame. I let go of the guilt, right? Those sort of things. I need to carry the backpack, which is the wisdom. It's not the burdens, it's the wisdom. You have to let go of this 10 of Pentacles so that you can step into the Page of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, sorry, to step into the Page of Pentacles, right? The energies with this is really saying that today's energy, there's like an influx, right? There's like moments where it's like, oh, this is great and I'm happy, but then an unexpected thing comes in, right? Maybe it's like, oh, you had this idea that today you were going to wake up and journal and this and that, and something came in, right? A phone call. But it's a phone call you needed to have to create some healing. um and now it kind of delayed your process. It's pushing you back on timing. There's something around that today and moving forward where it's like, I need to learn flexibility within what's important for myself. Okay, I'm going to pull out some other cards from another tarot deck. I believe this is called the Dream Tarot. Let's see what they would like to share with us. And I'm going to burn a little more sage. It just feels like there's something that you have to face, and it's been so deeply buried within you that to access it, it's going to require some distance from the city, right? She has the city pretty far behind her, and she's in seems like a path, somewhere in nature, right? There's this need to distance yourself from the busyness so you can hear what's actually happening inside, because there is some things that you have to face, right? About yourself and about others around you. It's like there's something around people around you. Now you're finally seeing who they are. You may have been so in your innocence, right? And we would call that, oh, you're being naive, but it's not necessarily being naive. It's being innocent, it's being hopeful. But at the same time, it's about returning that back to yourself, not into others. There's something about rem- the minds, it's a mindset shift. Like you have the principle good, but it's placed in the wrong being, and it needs to be placed into you, right? So let's see, the card that came out here is the Five of Wands, right? And this Five of Wands is like waiting. There's this like feeling of like, I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting to get my fish, right? Right? And then we have Sophia, the number 11. And that's a major arcana, and that's the first major arcana that we're receiving. Now, the depictions of this deck is very different, and I like it because it gives a different story, right? So what I'm feeling with this Five of Wands, right? There's these two people on a boat, and it looks like they're fishing, and one of them seems to kind of have caught a fish. You see the fish right there? And it's like, what is the fish representing? The fish is representing prosperity here. However, it's like I have to catch it, right? And so there's something about that. It's like I have to go for it. I need to put in some effort. And when you're fishing, what you need to do is be patient. The efforting is like, I need to stay here, pay attention to my fishing rod, so when I see the pull that I could bring it back in, wheel that back in. But in order for me to do that, I can't be distracted with something else. I can't be distracted in a conversation. I can't be distracted on someone else's needs, right? So right now, what I'm feeling intensely is this need to remember to, it's like a slow down, but with attention focus, right? It's like I need to start dedicating my energy towards the things that are for me, right? I can't keep my mind scattered here and there, right? Like this Ten of Swords, she's on the phone, she's laying on the floor, and she has swords all on her back and one, I believe, right on her neck. You see that? That is you when you don't listen to yourself. right? And pretending and just scrolling, right? You're just on your phone pretending everything's okay, but everything around you is dark, right? And you're being called to bring in this other light energy. And I love this. We got the major arcana number 11, right? 11 is going to be significant for you, right? Also like ones and 11s, right? There's going to be something significant with that. And this energy of conjuring, starting something new. As you see, she has a snake that is um, enveloped around her body. Then she has a cup that she's raising to the sky. And as she's raising it to the sky, it is kind of like hovering over the moon. And we're in the full moon of Capricorn, right? And then on her other hand, she has like this stick with a flame, right? And if you look, it looks like there's wind, right? The image is trying to depict some wind happening. So there's something about the elements, right? There's a bird, there's a fish hopping out of the water here, so there's water. So there's the elements are in support, and there's a need for you to bring in the elements, right? So it's bringing it in, and also you taking yourself into the environment of the elements. You know, it's about walking on the earth, taking off your shoes and actually feeling what the earth feels like. Feel the pulse of the earth. You'll be surprised. Like if you walk on grass and it's a hot day, the grass is cold. It is not hot like the concrete, because it has its own balance. There's a different connection. And I see all these stones over here, like these rocks. And I love rocks. I collect rocks and crystals and stones. Like I walk around and I hear them say, "Take me with you, put me here," right? And so there's a message there. And in in like many cultures, the stones, the earth, things from the earth are the sons and daughters of the earth, right? So rocks, stones, crystals, they are birthed through the earth, and the earth is considered the mother, and they are the brothers and sisters of us, right? And I know that's a whole different kind of concept, but follow me here. There is a need to see beyond just the physical, because it has been putting you in a place where you're betraying yourself and you're being called to conjure in more, right? We have also a bird in this card flying, and it looks like the bird is flying towards her, right? And she's just there, and the snake is telling her something. You see the snake is facing her, and there's a communication. And I know we have a lot of ideas around snakes, but I want to break that myth for a moment here. The snake is a messenger, and it's a messenger, right, that comes with a soft, and it doesn't have a bone structure. It comes with flexibility, it comes with knowledge, right? And so as she listens to the whispers of the wind, as she listens to the moon and lets the moonlight radiate upon her body, she is welcoming a dance of knowledge, of wisdom, and an integration of spirit as well. And the elements are witnessing her, right? The fish has jumped out of the water and is like leaping in the sky looking at her, so that because of what she's doing, she's magical. And so the thing is, you have to acknowledge your magic, your medicine, right? Your spirit, right? Your words, your authority. You are strong, you are powerful, and this is a need to do so. And I feel like in nature you are your most authentic self. And For a lot of people, they don't really go on hikes, they don't walk in nature, they don't listen to the sounds of the birds. You're just busy trying to get to work, busy trying to take your kids to school, you're busy trying to do all these things. And that is understandable, but at the same time, that way of life is costing you peace, it's costing you connection, and you're being called for something else right now, right? There's something else being called for you. I feel like pulling out one more card. Okay. Yes, we have the number one, another major arcana, the Master of Secrets, which is also known as the Magician in the normal tarot. But in this tarot, it is called the Master of Secrets. And you see this man here, similar to this energy. Again, remember I said 11 and the 1. So here we go, 111, right? You see this? There's a similar happening. He's in, seems like indoors or in a cave, and she's outside, right? So it doesn't matter exactly where you are, as long as you are bringing in the elements, you're bringing it in. Like if you look at his card, his, what is that? His right hand, there's a beam of light that's coming through the sky, through wherever. There's like this little hole that is created, and it's beaming through the sky, and then there looks like there's a scroll, some writing. Okay, so there's something you have already written. Okay, this is something you have already written that is now being asked for you to review and relook at. So there may be this might be a good time to look at your journal. Look at 6 months ago in the new moon of Capricorn in January. What did you kind of plant in that season? Now there's something there for you to see. Have you completed? Have you gotten closer to what you planted? Have you moved further away? Right? What is happening there? Right? And then also he has this cup, just like her in this card, right? Like it's just beautiful because there's different ways to use our magic. He has this cup and it seems like it's illuminating his solar plex, right? What is our solar plex? That is our will, that is our strength, that is the doing of this world, right? So again, we're being called for the doing, right? And he has a rock, I believe, and he has a rose on the table. So what does rose kind of bring in, right? What does the rose energy bring in? Yes, it brings in softness, it brings in calm, but it has thorns to protect itself, right? Is if you try to just grab it, you will get pricked. That is its protection, right? Because it's so beautiful, right? And so there's something about that, the beauty, to continue to protect your beauty, right? Honor it, bring in the softness and bring it with the balance, right? What I find interesting is that in the Sophia card, she's completely nude and in nature. And in the Master of the Secrets, the Magician, he is fully clothed. He even has a covering over his head that goes all the way down. Okay. And so this is, it's not one way beats the other. It is, what is your way of protection? What is your way of connection? Right. And it does look like he's like under a tree, underground somehow, protected in nature, right? It still feels like he's in nature. And he's creating something, and he's being like something, the higher spirit is helping you write. So this is a good time to reflect and journal. And yes, the full moon is tomorrow. However, the energy is here already. So start now, write, speak, let yourself express, okay? Because that is going to be something that for today is going to help you. There's things to look at, right? So there's things to look at right now, and it's time to come a little inward, but also in that inwardness there's action that needs to be placed in, that needs to be done, that needs to be put into your routine. There's also this need to change up your daily routine. I could see that, I could feel that here with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and with this Page of Pentacles, like this new beginning. There's a need to distance yourself from the pain in a way where you can listen to yourself and restructure your day, right? And it doesn't have to be forever. Like, I used to have this belief, like, if I change this, I need to do this all the time and it always needs to be this way. And I'm really learning that I can shift it as it goes along, right? Like, right now, I'm showing up every day. That might not happen for a long, right? It might happen for a period of time and then not. I don't know. I'm trusting the process as it goes along without making myself feel any type of pain around it, but also listening to the great spirit within me that is leading, right? There's this need to listen. Okay, let's see what else. Anything else that wants to be shared? I feel like there's something else that wants to be shared right now. There's a need for quiet, right? And you can find quiet. I know a lot of people like, oh, I'm so busy. Stop making that excuse. Find the quiet, right? It might be that you go when it's your shower time, close your door and say, this is not an interruption time, and creating that boundary. The thing here is, if you don't have healthy boundaries with yourself, you will struggle with maintaining your equilibrium, your balance, your homeostasis. And when we don't have that, that introduces energies, that introduces disharmony, which then leads to mental illness. It can lead to illness, physical illnesses. It could lead to forgetfulness, right? It could lead to a lot of things unnecessary by not doing so. Okay, so I just want to pull one more card. Anything else? Another major arcana. Can you believe that? What? Okay, the reason why I'm getting excited about that is because major arcanas are different than minor arcanas. Minor arcanas are like the everyday, right, handling things. But major arcanas are things that have long-term effects, right? And we're in this full moon. And so we have three major arcanas that have come one after the other. And this is the number 9, the wisdom teacher. Okay? So I just want to look at the major arcanas for a second. Okay, because these are the ones that are gonna last beyond today. These are this is the energy that if we can really integrate it into today, it will have long-term effects within the next 6 months, right? And 6 months from now is the beginning of the new year, right? So there's this need for the wisdom teacher. The wisdom teacher is the one who's been through their own hermit, right? This is different than, oh, I went to school and I studied this and now I have this degree and I could share this. Those are great. But this is not what this is talking about. This is talking about, I went through an experience. I had to face certain things. I needed to mature and learn. And in so I went into my hermit, right? What is the hermit? The hermit is the deep reflector. It is the deep, it goes so deep into the darkness of themselves. They don't let one corner not be seen. They bring light into every little dark space within their psyche, within their body, within their heart. And then at some moment, the relief happens, the aha moment happens. And when that happens, then you start to see yourself coming outward, and meaning you coming out back into the world, right? So right now, you may have been in hermit mode since the new moon in Capricorn 6 months ago, right? And that was in dead midwinter here in the North Hemisphere, right? And a lot of the times that is a deep time to go inward, right? And now we're in the summer, we're in the peak of the sun, we're out and about, everything is blossoming and singing and being really at its highest peak, right? So this is that moment where it's like, I can no longer stay in the hermit. There's this like, oh, I can't stay in, I have to come out. There's this urgency. But this urgency doesn't come from a place of yelling and shouting. This urgency comes from a place of wisdom teaching. It's like, okay, now I'm going to go into the environments where my words will be accepted, where my wisdom will be taken in, right? There's something around that. And as you see here, there's a person, it seems like a woman to me, but it could be a woman or a man, it doesn't really matter. And there's a child next to them, and they're looking at the water, and they have their back towards us, right? And they're looking towards the water, and it looks like there's a sunset in the background happening. And then all the way on the top, there's like a crescent moon. Well, yeah, like a crescent moon. And in the crescent moon, let's see if I can get closer, there is an image of this smaller, like this same thing. So there's this like, this teacher, this wisdom teacher is telling this child, right? And the child is reflecting not just children, but the innocence of all of us. It's telling them, hey, I once was in this where you were. I once was this child. I once was this innocent. I once was unknowing. And now I'm going to unravel to you the secrets of what I've learned, so that you can take those secrets, so you could take that wisdom and then grow from it and do more than me, right? Not that I am the one that you must listen to. No, I'm giving you this so that you can take it in your youth, transmute it, and learn and grow more, and then in turn teach me, right? I heard this little clip on YouTube. I don't remember who the person was, but he was saying that if you have young people and older people, and they don't listen to each other, the young people are slower than their own peers, and the older people are also slower than their own peers. But if you have an elder, and you have a youthful person, and they share and intermingle, that youthful person is then wiser and is more and knows more to share with their peers. And with the elder, they are also the same. They end up being more wiser and more youthful and sharing the youthfulness with their peers, and they're also ahead, right? So if you think about technology, right? There's a whole generation of elders who struggle, right, with tech stuff. But if they integrate with the youth, they then learn that information, so they're not left behind, and they could still prosper, right? Versus using the excuse, oh, I can't, and then they fall behind, they get taken advantage of, right, by the system and things like that. That is like a very practical way, but that is what this is talking about, right? There is this reverence of sharing with the right people, and knowing that every generation has something to teach us, right? I part-time do nanny work, right? And one of the things I look at with my children that I am help raising with the family is what is it that that child has to show me, right? Yes, I'm teaching them things, teaching them the alphabets, teaching them how to say stay, teaching, right? Yes, I'm teaching them those sort of things, right? However, what is it that they're teaching me? Right? And that's something that we don't necessarily do or have that mindset anymore. That was something that was very, in our ancestry, they did. They have reverence for that. And in a lot of cultures, when a child was born, the adults around them took it very serious to help that child become the best version of themselves, not just their parents, but all of the community, and everyone was connected in that way. And this is like bringing that back, but from an advanced level. We're not going back to like not having technology. We're using the technology, using the stuff to help share and spread the word, but also still maintaining the relationships and the respect of these connections and the reason why they were in place in the first place, right? So what's happening right now and moving forward is recognizing that you are the teacher and the student, and you will always be the teacher and the student. Even the children are the teachers and the students. Like, there are moments I look at these kids and I'm like, oh wow, that was brave. I need to bring in bravery. I need to bring in more courage. They're just going for it. They got, they don't know what's at the end of the staircase, but they're going for it, right? Like, yes, I'm going to keep them safe, but there's a way that we need to start shifting and seeing the true lessons in everything that's happening. Okay? I know this is getting long, but this just seems to be the way in which I do my readings, right? Because there's stories that unfold and there's many different stories. And since this is for the collective, there's certain pieces that will resonate and others for other people. So it's taking everything into consideration, right? So in conclusion of what I'm feeling for the energy for us for today, and moving forward, because this is also feeling like a 6 month kind of experience for when the new moon comes in for the Capricorn, right now we're releasing something, but we're also in that releasing and planting a freedom within our body to open up the space to create something for these next 6 months, right? In the new moon of Capricorn, which is like ambition, getting things done, and things like that. All of these major arcana cards that have shown up today are about wisdom. It's about the magic, right? La medicina of ourselves, the medicine of ourselves. And we are the light. We bring life into everything, right? So if I burn this sage and I just burn this sage, it's not going to do anything. What brings in the cleansing and the healing is the respect and reverence for it and my attention for it, right? I know that my attention is what's creating this. So there's something about that attention, that slowing down for a moment, focusing, and then getting things done. Just get things done, right? Don't worry about getting it done right. This is not about right. It's about movement, because the movement will create something. I really love how we ended with this card, right? The wisdom teacher, because it integrates the Sophia, the master of secrets, and then it brings in the wisdom, right? Where you see like they're alone, and then here they are sharing with the child. And I love this little reflection in the moon. This, pay attention to the cycles of the moon right now. There are messages, there are things that are happening during the moon cycles. Also, Learn what moon phase was for when you were born, right? You can check that online. Just do a Google search and check your birthday, and then check like what was the moon, what was happening in the moon at that time, because that's going to be a connection for your own personal rebirth, right? Not all the time our rebirth is in the new moon, right? For our personal self, right? So thank you so much for being here. I really, really enjoyed doing this session with you. If you are feeling called to want to do some work with me, I am offering a 30-minute awareness call, and you can get that at my website at soylamedicina.com. I'll put the link below, and you can book your session with me, and we can see how I can support you in the many different services that I provide. Okie dokie, my beautiful friends, my familia, te quiero mucho, de mi corazón hasta la tuya, from my heart to yours. Have a beautiful Sunday. Happy Pride, happy love, happy you. Ciao. Thank you for watching your daily reading. It was a pleasure to be here with you. If you would like to book your free session, you can definitely do so at my website, soylamedicina.com. I'll have the link here, and I look forward to speaking to you and seeing where we can create our magic